Well, what is up, guys? Welcome back. This is a backup computer that I'm using to record, so it's obviously a new map. Because my other one, I think the PSU something like that. It's like I know it starts with a P, but I kind of forgot the name. If you know what I'm talking about, it's like a little post processing. It's like a post chip that monitors the post of your computer and makes sure everything is all right. I'll probably see if I could find the name of it and put it in After Edits. But that thing failed, so my computer just gets stuck in post. So I think it needs a new motherboard. So I'm waiting for that. But anyways, apart from that, the channel can't stop. We're gonna keep going. Yeah, so we got a new house. It's not on the flat terrain anymore, the super flat biome. It's actually in a winter biome, actually. Winterland? I don't know what the Minecraft biome names, but it's this. Now, first glance, it does look quite a bit odd, and that is because half of this house was designed based heavily off an actual real-life apartment. Now, this apartment, it's snowing. Now, this apartment is on the 20th floor of a skyscraper. So obviously it's not going to have many windows on some sides because that's, well, where some other apartments may be, which is why you may see, like, for example, the front of the house only has one window here up on the second floor and none on the first floor. There's a big ass window here, and then there's also none on the back here except for maybe a little one right there. So there's that. But it is also an apartment in a relatively low-end neighborhood. I want to say relatively. It is not low-end at all. Nothing is, but just compared to some of the other houses we've built on this channel, it's considered a little bit lower end. And you'll see why in a bit. Now, this thing is 5 or 6 beds and 4 baths, full baths. So let's head inside. This is based off an apartment in China. So that might give you a little hint on some design quirks that this house may have. Now let's enter. Now, obviously China does snow, but it doesn't snow often. So that's a little weird quirk there. Coming in, you got the double doors. Something you don't really get very often in China. We do get storage right off the entranceway. It's a long hallway here, but we're going to separate off to our right here to our dining room and kitchen. Now, the kitchen obviously is not the largest. It has a sink, a single fridge, and the double burner situation here. And that is it. It does have cabinets up on the top, but obviously it is not a very big kitchen. The dining room is of similar size. Actually, it might be twice as large, but for a dining room, it's pretty big. It's a decent size. Let's say you can fit a decent amount of tables in here, a decent size table in here, and some chairs. Coming over here, you do get bathroom number 1, full bath, with a washing machine. Now, this is where the quirk in China comes through. In China, they usually only have a washing machine and not a dryer, and usually there's not a designated room for laundry. It's usually stuck in a bathroom or on the balcony if you're lucky, or someplace else. I don't really know, but I know they shove it on the balcony and sometimes in the bathroom, and you dry your clothes by hanging it up to air dry. I had a trip down to China a couple weeks ago, and that's what I found out. I'm still kind of jet lagged, so I apologize if I sound a little lethargic here. But yeah, you do get a toilet and a bathtub here. That's all the same from America. You get a nice wall divider here, though, so that's quite nice. And then you got bedroom number 1 here. It's not the largest bedroom, as you guys have seen from my previous videos. Some houses had massive bedrooms, but this is not that big. Over here, you got a nice living room. Now, in China, they don't have staircases. Well, obviously they do, but most apartments in China are single-story apartments. There are maybe a couple instances where they may be 2-story apartments. Maybe if you're on the top floor of the skyscraper, you might have 2 floors if possible. I don't know. But the second floor of this house is not based on anything. The first floor is. So yes, that is it. So you got bedroom number 2 here. I think it's a little smaller, but not by much. here. And then you got this room, which is debatable to be an office, as it was intended to be an office, but some people can't make it into a bedroom because it is maybe like 4 square feet smaller than the bedroom I just showed you. So technically it can be counted as a bedroom, but it's meant as an office. So it's a very large office or a kind of smaller bedroom. It's up to you, which is why I said 5 to 6 bedrooms in the beginning of the video. Now over here you get the masters, which honestly is a little smaller than some bedrooms. I think it's a little smaller than the office, but this is what they call the masters. Why? Because behind the door, you get your own private bath. Now, it's not nearly as big as the other bathroom we've toured. It's kind of crunched everything in here, but it's still your own private full bath. Open up these doors here, and when you open the doors up, they hide the bathroom, so no one knows that there's a bathroom there. So the bottom is very heavily based on a Chinese apartment. The upstairs is more based on an American house, second story. So that's something to bear in mind there. So the stairs are conveniently located in the living room with no handrail. That is also an aspect of American life, where they have fancy stairs with what seems to be little safety features. I want to say what seems to be, because there's obviously probably safety features that are either invisible or built into the staircase itself that prevents you from falling. So I don't want to mock people just yet. But you do get a bedroom over here. Now this is one of the larger ones. Obviously in American houses, the bedrooms are bigger. And they are more prone to be seen with slanted roofs. So in China, these are all probably square, no slanted roofs. From my experience in China, I just want to say. But you do get another bedroom right here, which is this final 6th bedroom. Again, it's a little larger, but I don't think it's much larger than any of the bedrooms downstairs. It might be like a couple 10 to 12 square feet larger. But you do get a vaulted living room, which in Chinese homes you don't really get. Or apartments, I should say. I haven't toured a Chinese home. I've never been to a Chinese home during my trip to China, so I don't know if they do vaulted living rooms. But tell me in the comments below, do Chinese houses have vaulted living rooms? Or vaulted areas, if they don't have living rooms. You do get bathroom number 3 here with a window. Because, American designers always put windows wherever the hell they want. But this bathroom's a little more spread out. It's not the biggest of bathrooms, but like you have walking room, instead of the bathroom downstairs where you have like 2 squares to stand on before you have to get into either one of the shower or sit on the toilet. And another bathroom is on this end. Same design, although the bathtub is rotated slightly, but still a slightly larger design for a bathroom. But it's here nonetheless. And then we've got another bedroom. Now, this is what I probably would call the masters of the house. Just because of its sheer size. It is very large, as you guys can see over here. But it does come with its own walk-in closet. Obviously, it has no lighting fixtures. So I'm just going to add that real quick. Boop. But in China, I don't think you have walk-in closets. From my experience, I don't think rooms have walk-in closets. I think you have to manually bring in like a closet, like a massive wardrobe if you want to store your clothes. I may be wrong on that, but yeah. Now this house total spans around 4,203 square feet. That is with the addition of the second story. Without it, it is around 2,700. So it's still not a small house, even with just the first story if you're in China. But it is designed to be heavily based on an apartment, which means that there's no windows on the front side. The second story is added based on American, and Americans usually don't have apartments. I think. I mean, maybe in like New York City or Atlanta, they might have apartments, but where I live in North Carolina, there is not really any apartments. There are townhomes, which are basically houses that are just stuck to each other, but they're each separate houses with just walls touching each other. So, but yeah, anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for this video. I know it's been like a 1 month hiatus from when I last posted, maybe even more. And I just want to thank you guys for staying with the channel here. But there will be much more videos coming soon, just like this, so don't go anywhere. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.